Ever wonder what it costs to live like a billionaire? Well, Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago isn't just a mansion, it's a money machine, bought for just $5 million in 1985.
Mar-a-Lago has transformed from a financial burden into a cash cow for Donald Trump, proving that sometimes a white elephant can turn into a golden goose. After struggling to make ends meet, Trump cleverly flipped this extravagant estate into an exclusive, members-only club, raking in millions while keeping expenses surprisingly low. But is Mar-a-Lago really worth the eye-popping valuations Trump claims? With legal battles looming and deed restrictions holding him back, the future of this Palm Beach paradise is anything but certain. Before we dive deeper, don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Welcome to Market Reflect. Mar-a-Lago, from white elephant to Trump's golden goose. All right, picture this. An opulent mansion stretching across 17 acres of prime Palm Beach real estate. Built in 1927 by a serial heiress and once meant to be a winter White House for U.S. presidents. Instead, it became Donald Trump's personal kingdom and, more importantly, a cash machine. But here's the kicker. Before Trump got his hands on it, Mar-a-Lago was considered a money-draining nightmare. Mar-a-Lago, Spanish for sea to lake, was the brainchild of Marjorie Merriweather Post, one of America's richest women in the 20th century. She built it for extravagant galas, rubbing elbows with the elite. But when she passed in 1973, she left the estate to the U.S. government, hoping it would become a presidential retreat. Spoiler alert. No president ever wanted it. Why? Because maintaining this 126-room, 62,500 square foot palace was an absolute financial disaster. By 1981, the government, seeing no use for this gold-plated problem, returned it to Post's foundation. Then came Donald Trump, who swooped in like a deal-making shark. In 1985, he snagged the whole thing for $7 to $8 million. A fraction of its replacement cost today. But don't be fooled. Even Trump himself admitted it was a white elephant that was almost impossible to sell. By the early 1990s, Trump wasn't exactly rolling in dough. Some of his business ventures were tanking, and he was struggling to keep up with Mar-a-Lago's reported $3 million a year upkeep. His brilliant solution? Turn it into a cash machine. But here's where it gets spicy. Trump tried to subdivide the land into separate luxury mansions, hoping to sell them off. Palm Beach officials shut him down instantly, so he pivoted. Instead of fighting the system, he hacked it, turning a mansion into a private club. What do you do with a ridiculously expensive mansion that no one wants to buy? You turn it into an exclusive club where the ultra-rich pay you to get in. In the 1990s, Trump converted Mar-a-Lago into a members-only club, which was pure genius. Why? Because now, instead of just sinking money into maintenance, he could charge people for the privilege of hanging out at his estate. Here's how the numbers worked. Initiation fees. Originally $100,000, later $200,000, and now $700,000, soon to be $1 million. Annual membership dues, $15,000 per member. Exclusive events, weddings, political fundraisers, corporate retreats, you name it. The club is capped at 500 members, creating an artificial sense of exclusivity. And guess what? There's now a waiting list. The pandemic boom and political goldmine. In 2014, Mar-a-Lago made $13.3 million. By 2019, before COVID hit, it was pulling in $20 million annually. Then the pandemic slowed things down, but only temporarily. Fast forward to 2023, Trump's post-presidency fame sent demand through the roof, and Mar-a-Lago raked in $40 million that year alone. That's double what it made in 2019 and triple what it made in 2014. Even crazier? During Trump's presidency, 2017 to 2021, the club made $90 million. But in the 3 years since leaving office, 2021 to 2023, it's made $105 million. With relatively stable operating costs of $12 to $16 million per year, the profit margin has skyrocketed from 9% in 2011 to 60% in 2023. Translation? Trump turned his home into a highly profitable recession-proof empire. The billion-dollar question. Is Mar-a-Lago a $37 million estate, a $500 million treasure, or a $1 billion empire? The answer changes depending on who you ask. Palm Beach County tax officials value Mar-a-Lago at $18 to $27.6 million for tax purposes. But Trump? He's valued it between $426.5 million and $612 million, which, if true, would be a 2,300% inflation. So, what's the deal? Real estate agents scoff at the county's low valuation. Homes a tenth the size of Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach sell for $30 to $40 million. But there's a catch. Mar-a-Lago has deed restrictions. Trump legally cannot sell Mar-a-Lago as a private home. It's zoned as a private club, meaning no subdivisions. He can't break it up into smaller properties. No mansions. He can't turn it into a billionaire's playground. Profit-based valuation. It's worth what the club makes, not what the land is worth. If these restrictions disappeared, some real estate experts believe Mar-a-Lago could sell for $500 million to $1 billion. But as it stands, its value is tied to its revenue. The fraud trial and its impact. Trump's habit of inflating Mar-a-Lago's value isn't just for bragging rights, it's part of his legal troubles. New York Attorney General Letitia James sued Trump for allegedly overstating his assets by $2 billion to secure better loan terms. One of the biggest pieces of evidence, Mar-a-Lago. Judge Arthur Engoron ruled that Trump's numbers were fantasy world valuations. The court found Trump guilty of fraud, and he now faces a $355 million fine. Trump's legal issues are draining his cash reserves. His stake in Trump Media and Technology Group, Truth Social, is worth $2.2 billion, but its stock has plummeted from $70.90 to $19.51 since March 2024. Selling his shares might give him a financial cushion, but it could also tank the stock price further. Meanwhile, Mar-a-Lago's continued success is one of his last financial lifelines. What's next? Will Trump sell Mar-a-Lago? With mounting legal fees and political ambitions, would Trump ever part with his crown jewel? If he sells it as a private club, the price would be significantly lower than his claimed valuation. If he fights the deed restrictions, he could potentially sell it for hundreds of millions or more. With rising membership fees, waiting lists, and sky-high profits, keeping Mar-a-Lago might be his smartest move. Real estate moguls like Elon Musk or Bill Gates might theoretically buy Mar-a-Lago if the restrictions were lifted. But Trump has built an empire within an empire, one that keeps his political and financial fortunes afloat. Until then, Mar-a-Lago remains the ultimate paradox. A billion-dollar asset Trump can't sell, but a $40 million a year machine he can't afford to lose. Do you think Trump will ever sell Mar-a-Lago? Or is it too valuable as a money-making machine? Share your thoughts in the comments. And that's it for today. Hit the like button and subscribe to Market Reflect. Stay tuned for more and catch you at the next one.